The Institute knows that Cleveland Slow loves two things more than anything else in this world: Kevin Brennan and lying. The 26th of March, 2024, on Misery Loves Company, the ambiguously gendered Kevin Brennan recounted how his wife thought Raymond was creepy.
Why don't you like Ray DeVito?
If there's anybody new here, this is Adam on the bottom. He would work here a couple of weeks as a producer, and then he was forced to do on-air talent when everybody quit, when we had that fire. And then this is a woman named Gilly.
First of all, Ray has never done anything to me, but he has disgusting vibes. Like Ray, I've been around because I'm from Pittsburgh. He's from Cleveland. We would see each other starting out.
Right.
And every time I've been around him, I'm like, God, it feels like I just walked into a spider web, you know?
Wow. Wow. You got that vibe from Ray DeVito? Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
And shout out to My Lost Interest. The previous two clips, the Steel Toe and the Hunchback, were both My Lost Interest. Of course, Franklin Sheckler.
I can't believe it. I mean, Ray DeVito's a creepy... I mean, he's not... You got that vibe from Ray DeVito? Wow.
Like, God, it feels like I just walked into a spider web, you know?
Wow. Wow. You got that vibe from Ray DeVito? Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. I can't believe it. I mean, Ray DeVito's a creepy... I mean, he's more of a loser than he is creepy, but like, fucking Ari Jane wants to come on to show. Listen, I'm not making this up. She reached out to me this week too, and she said she wants to come on with Tracy because she wants to understand how Tracy can deal with Ray DeVito. These are women that are literally disgusted by Ray DeVito, and then Ray is like, Ray puts off some kind of vibe with women. I mean, yeah, I think my wife met him too by accident, and because one time Ray was at the comic strip, and then my wife this is years ago, my wife had to come pick up the kids or something, and she's like, who is that guy? I said, that's Ray DeVito. And she's like, he's a creepy guy. And
suck the air out of the room.
Yeah, I'm like, he is? And she's like, yeah, I got a weird vibe. She didn't say spider web. She's like, I got a weird vibe from that fucking creep. So I always thought that was funny.
Okay, so to be perfectly frank, or whatever the word I'm looking for, is Ray denies. I don't remember exactly what, because this is before the pandemic. So, you know, there's like AD and BC with the pandemic. Before the pandemic, sometimes I would have to take my kids to the comic strip. So I'm not exactly, I guess maybe in the summer or something. I don't remember. Anyway, but one of those times, I think my wife came by to pick them up because she was up there, and then I was going to go do spots or something. So she was going to pick them up and take them home or something. So she definitely met Ray DeVito. And she said that he smelled. I never said this before because I don't want to get Ray mad. And now knowing Ray's a schedule, Ray was probably working out, probably didn't take a shower. But my wife said when she like was, I don't know if she didn't hug him or anything, but when she met him at the comic strip, she said he smelled. I don't say that it's not on this clip in this documentary. But that's what she said. She's like, that's why I remember, like, he did? She was like, yeah, he smelled funny. But now I'm thinking, like, Ray probably smelled funny because he probably worked out. He didn't take a shower yet or something like that. And then, but then apparently later, when my wife was, like, leaving, I know she had to do something, like, on 96th Street and 2nd Avenue or 3rd Avenue or something like that. Either she had to take a class or something. Oh, yeah, she was going to school up there for a little bit. She had to do some extracurricular stuff up there, like 96 and 2nd or whatever. So then apparently they ran into each other on the street after they kind of had met at the comic strip. And I guess Ray leaned in to like give her a kiss or something weird, like kind of the same thing he did with Mrs. Kill Everything. So that's it. I never said my wife, but that's why I remember it so vividly. Is because she said he smelled funny, like an old truck or something, So I was like, huh? So and I was kind of perplexed because I didn't know Ray very well back then. That's a fact.
That my wife thought he was a creep. But now it's starting to track a little bit where everybody that has in it, it's like is around him, like, you know what I mean? Like once you're around him in his physical presence, you find a guy repulsive.
The Cleveland Slow frequently talks about picking up a pen. He never actually writes jokes once he is holding one. Accordingly, he has only one response to criticism: calling people fat.
Fucking 200-pound fat cow.
After Raymond screamed at Felicia from the Planet Fitness lobby, calling her 200 pounds, Kevin Brennan once again recounted how his wife thought the Slow was creepy.
Also, Ray can talk shit back, but it has to be based in reality. He's not saying anything that's true about me. So the shit talk is weak as fuck. I mean, I said he has gross vibes. Everyone can see why now. Because he's unaccountable and he's slippery. And those people are fucking gross.
My wife met him. She thought he was creepy. She's met him and she's like, who was that guy who came in? And she met him at the comic strip. She's like, who was that guy who came in at the end? I didn't even know who she was talking about. And then I figured it out. I was like, Ray DeVito? And she's like, I guess.
Yeah, because when you're at the comic strip, it's not open for business yet, but staff is coming and going. People are coming to do podcasts, etc. It's not like a studio where it's just two people or whatever. So I just remembered she saying he smelled funny. So I was like, oh, okay. That's how I remember. Also, Ray don't remember anything. You remember Chris Corney asked him, was the last time he had a girlfriend? He's like, he had to count back on socks. He's like, well, about 7 pairs of socks ago, I think I had a girl. I mean, this guy's an idiot. He didn't know when he moved to New York. I asked him, Ray, when he moved to New York? He goes, I don't know.
Is he creepy?
I mean, he was hitting the head a lot of car accidents, a lot of murders, allegedly.
I didn't really know Ray. I was like, I don't think so. But I think women get a creepy vibe from the guy. Because I think either he doesn't like women or he wants to I-80 them. You know what I mean? I think he really, in the back of his mind, he wants to be like that. What's the guy? David, the guy from Florida who killed everybody?
Ted Bundy.
David Koresh?
Ted Danson or Ted Bundy?
Cheers. Ted Danson.
No, Ted Bundy. Like Ted,
nobody can ever help me.
Bundy and Ray look a lot alike. Ray's never had a girlfriend. Women get weird vibes from him. And I think he thinks...
That's why he's so mean to him, too. Like Ari Jane, all that awful stuff he said about her.
Because he don't really want to date him.
Yeah.
He wants to take them to I-80 and then dispose of their bodies. Never met...
Chad's drinking. He says when he has a red cup, he's drinking.
Never met KB's wife. Only saw her at KB's road. You met her at the comic strip, you fucking hack. I was there.
And again, the reason I remember it as clear as day is because she said he smelled. That's why. So I wanted to bring it up before, but I'm bringing it up now because Ray's going to be like, he never met her. He did meet her. That's because I remember clearly. Again, I have a good memory. Ray has a shit memory. But again, I remembered she said he smelled. I was like, wow, that's weird. That's not great for a comic to be smelling. That's your first take on a guy. How was the last guy? I don't know. He smelled funny.
You came in, she said you smelled weird.
Oh, I did
maybe
say
you came
it.
from the gym.
Oh, I did say it. Oh, there you go. Oh, I watched it. Maybe I didn't watch the whole thing.
You met her at the comic strip, you fucking hack. I was there. You came in, she said you smelled weird, and maybe you came from the gym. You met her, Ray. Oh, because Ray doesn't remember?
That's weird.
This guy, remember you were hit by a truck? And
Save $2, Ray.
Maybe if you got frontal lobe issues and maybe you have some memory issues, 100%. I'll ask her right after the show. And she remembers. She remembers that smell. She'll never forget it, she said. But she definitely met you at the comic strip when I was doing my show at the comic strip. Might have been the same show that Levy brought his son to the comic strip. It was a big day. for MLC. Never met KB's Rice. Only saw her at the end, and she knew to avoid you at the roast. I don't misremember things. So Ray met my wife at the comic strip, and Felicia's not fat. I've seen her.
And
If she was fat, I would be like, why is Pat Dixon on the run with this fat girl? That's the first thing I would have thought, because I'm a practical guy. I could see going. I mean, you don't want to go on the run with a fat girl because they're always eating and they run slow. You're talking about Ray's the what's it called, the two first names?
The nature, yeah.
The nature. You think Ray has anything to do with it? I mean, again, and Ray was like, I never met Kevin's wife until the roast. That's a lie. Not only, I can't even tell the story. It's so embarrassing. And my wife couldn't 100% confirm it. But what my wife said was, she met him at the comic strip. I know she met him at the comic strip one day. And then my wife had to leave. The reason she went to the comic strip, I was doing my show. She had an appointment up there because she used to go to, I don't want to dox. Anyway, she had an appointment up in the Upper East Side. She dropped the kids off. She met Ray. She, whatever. There were people there. It's a comic club. It's open. People are coming and going. And Ray was probably on my show, or we had just done the show. Anyway, and then, so my wife left to go to her appointment. I was still at the comic strip with my kids or whatever. And then when she was walking back to the comic strip to meet us all, she said she ran into Ray on like 2nd Avenue, which is where the comic strip is. And Ray, and she was, Ray kind of like approached her like, oh, we're like friendly now. And she was like, I'm pretty sure he tried to like lean in and give me a kiss.
Oh God.
And I was like, what? I was like, what? I go, are you and she's like, I vaguely, faintly remember. And I was like, that's insane. If that's true, that's insane. My wife that he just met, and now they accidentally run into each other outside on the street after just meeting maybe a half an hour before that, an hour before that. And he leans in to try to, but Mr. Kill Everything said Ray was really weird when he met Mrs. Kill Everything. Like he gave her like a weird, so Ray's a weird dude. So have at it.
Hi, Mrs. Kill Everything. Licks her ear.
No, he said he was like he kind of hugged him. Mr.
I don't know who this is on the bottom. I think it's Rob Saul. Chad thinks it's allegedly Rob Saul.
I think I asked as a joke, was Ray weird when you met him? And Mr. Kill Everything, like he was weird. He tried to like hug us or something, and it was anyway. Mr. Kill. So this will back up what I've been saying. Mr. Kill, when we met Ray, he kind of charged her with an awkward hug. After that, things became normal. He introduced us to AJ, then Carl. It was the first time I felt that I had to physically defend my wife. Jesus Christ. Wow. I think Rach is real awkward with people. So
Yeah.
and again, it's like
And that's coming from Rob Saul. Rob Saul's like, yeah.
Women, I think he really has something weird with women.
I got to move on from Rob
after
Saul.
Yellow's take on. I already told you. She said, I mean, Ray denies this, but again, he don't remember. But no, she met Ray at the comic strip one time. I think she said he was there while I was. And she's,
Oh yeah, whoa, my wife's.
Cleveland's slow attempt to sexually assault.
and then Ray tried to like, when he saw her, he's like, oh, honey, he leaned in and gave her a kiss on the cheek. And she's like, what?
Did the Cleveland slow attempt to sexually assault Kevin Brennan's wife? We may never know for sure.
She's saying whatever Kevin wants to hear. And then Kevin's like, oh yeah, whoa, my wife's. I've never met Kevin's wife. If that was a real thing, you don't think Kevin would have said that fucking 4 years ago to me? I've known Kevin 5 years. He never said that. And within 5 years, he just said it today when this lady said it. I've never spoken to Kevin's wife ever. I never have. I only knew who she was because I went to the roast, and I want to say it was Bigger Staff that pointed out like, hey, that's Kevin's wife right there. That was it. I didn't say anything to her. I didn't interact with her. There's a roast going on. That's the only time I ever saw his wife. I've never interacted with his wife. Yeah, all right, put it this way. You think if I would have had a weird interaction with his wife, Kevin wouldn't have been talking about it for the last 6 years?
Ray, I didn't know you then. And I it's just coming up now. You want me to talk about it every day? And first of all, it's not my interaction. It's my wife's interaction. So again, I wasn't there. I was there when you met her. I didn't notice that you smelled. She did. And then she said she ran into you on 2nd Avenue and you try to give her like a weird kiss or something. So again, that's her take. But again, you want me to talk about it? And I didn't know you back then, so I didn't want to shame you. I didn't know you were a fucking creep.
If that would have happened, you would have heard about that.
No, Ray, it wouldn't have. I had other fish to fry. How about Chad Zumock? You ever heard of him? How about Bob Levy? How about Shuli Eager? You ever heard of these guys? I had to get to them first, Ray.
Within 6 years, you would have heard of that at some point. Kevin wouldn't have sat on that.
Ray, it's not my experience. She told me, again, women don't like you. So that's her version of what happened. Well, I know she met you. That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact, Jack. Because she said you smelled. So I was like, he does? I just thought that was a bad thing for a comic. Is it on your IMDb? That you have a weird odor to you? That's not good in show business.
Kevin wouldn't have sat on.
I didn't want to embarrass you, Ray. That's why I didn't talk about it. It's not a good story for you. It's like Mr. Kill and Mrs. Kill, their story. Is it weird? Yeah. Is it flattering for you? No.
That for 6 years. Like, oh yeah, by the way, my wife said. So just today, because some lady said that, Kevin's like, yeah, he's really playing like John Lovett's. Yeah, that's the ticket. Oh, he's a weirdo. Yeah, Kevin and I split up. A lot of people were friends of mine just because I was on MLC.
Sheckler.
They're just MLC, which is fine. They could be MLC loyalists, but it stinks because I looked at them as friends. So I've been played by a lot of people that were like,
Chad, is that you?
What, breathing?
No, it was like feedback. Oh, that's the car.
It might be Liam's automobile.
First of all, I can't have comics on my show now because Kevin's going to put like, ooh, this is the big name. But no, there are comics who watch this Dabbleverse.
Danny.
And they see him and they see like what he does to people
Danny
on his show and not on his show.
So you had a bad energy too?
I never met Kevin's wife. If this is Kevin, keep my name out of your mouth, Liam. I never met your wife, Kevin. The only people I met in Kevin's family, I met his kid once at Compound Media. Like he said that his wife showed up at the comic strip with her kids. That's not true because I would have remembered meeting your kids. The only time I met his son, and his son's a sweetheart, and I met him at Compound Media.
Raymond demonstrates perfect recall of meeting Kevin Jr.
I did not meet your wife. I saw her at your roast because Bob Biggerstaff pointed out, like, oh, hey, that's Kevin's wife. That's the only time I ever saw Kevin's wife. So I did not meet her at the comic strip. I didn't hang out at the comic strip.
Why is he so serious?
I left. I only did his podcast like 3 times at the comic strip. I'd never met your wife. I mean,
all Ray's guests should be in the dark just because out of just fear of like the backlash.
I mean,
calm down, Ray. Put me on a lie detector. I never met your wife, dude. Like, at least to my knowledge, I never. And then,
at least to my knowledge,
to say like,
this is a guy he didn't know when he moved to New York. Is a guy who didn't know the last time he had a girlfriend.
I went up and tried to hug and kiss her on the street.
Not hug and kiss, just kiss.
All right, yes, because that's what I do.
It is what you do.
Okay, whatever.
Gilly said it was like walking to a fucking spider web meeting you.
Ever. That's what he said. On he's like, yeah. Then Ray, my wife went to this. Like, why would I hang at the comic strip after the podcast is over? No one did that. It's like, okay.
Ray. People hang at the comic strip all the time. People hang at comedy clubs all the time. They can hang there. They don't. It's okay to loiter at a comedy club. The comic strip is infamous for people hanging out there, waiting to get picked up for gigs, etc. People hang out there for hours. I've hung out there for hours after my show, and then I had a spot later. They don't kick you out. So, of course, Ray, yes, you're going to hang out there, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Side Splitters on Saturday to hang out.
No, but I mean, it's like if I do the podcast in the afternoon and then Ray has a spot, or if I have a spot, I'm going to hang out there. It's inside. It's safe. It's indoors. Maybe I get a bagel across the street, come back and eat it. Maybe pick up a pen. Who knows?
He said on a post, like, he's like, yeah. Then Ray, my wife went to this. Like, why would I hang at the comic strip after the podcast is over? No one did that.
Everybody did it. Everybody. Jerry Seinfeld actually told Paul Reiser one time, hit the like button. The numbers are down now. The chat's on. Jerry Seinfeld told Paul Reiser, hey, you should hang out more after the gig. After you do your spot, hang out. It looks good. Lucian or whoever was booking it, assuming Lucian was, he goes, Lucian likes it if you hang out. You show you're one of the guys. Be one of the guys. Hang out. So yeah, I've been hanging out at the comic strip for decades.
It's like, okay, it's like 4 p.m. Goodbye. I'm going back to Astoria doing my thing.
Doing what thing?
His thing.
What's your thing, Ray? Picking up pens?
That's what he does. And lying.
So I think he's got me confused with someone else.
I don't.
Oh.
Okay.
No, the one thing I will say about Kevin, like I did meet his son once. It's the only family member I met. He was a cool kid.
I like how he freezes this. Look at Ray's hair. Look how Sheckler freezes his picture for like 5 minutes of me. I'm about to suck a kid.
And Kevin's good with his kids. I will say that.
Well, thanks, Ray. Well, what was I supposed to do in front of Ray? Beat my kids? Or Ray's like, Kevin's not that good in front of with his kids. I gotta say, Kevin is not a good dad. He beat his kids right in front of me.
He will say that.
Eat a bunch of candy in front of them, and then beat them. He's not good with his kids. I mean, Ray's an idiot.
I will say that.
With his kids. So the thing I will say about Kevin, like I did meet his son once. It's the only family member I met. He was a cool kid.
I thought you met Neil.
Kevin's good with his kids. I will say that. I will give Kevin that. He is good with his kids. So as much as I want to like shit on the guy for being a piece of shit, which is a piece of shit right now, he is good with his kid. And his kids are really nice.
Calm down about the kids. Jesus.
Yeah, he is like good with his son. I've only met his son. And his son's a pretty cool kid.
Say it again. Jesus.
Then he goes for his beer. He's talking about it's so inappropriate.
Did I tell you Ray name dropped Neil when we saw Chappelle in Dayton?
What?
Did I ever tell you that?
What year?
Like 2007.
What?
We were at Wiley's comedy club. It was me, Jesse Joyce, and Ray. And we're staying in the comedy condo, and we went to the LA Fitness, and we were checking in, and Chappelle was there, and he had his sunglasses on at the gym. Ray will even back this up. Not that his word means anything. And we're like, oh shit, it's Chappelle, because it was just right after the Chappelle show. And he went up to Dave. He's like, dude, he goes, I'm friends with Neil Brennan. Like name dropped him. Jesus. So yeah, we're comics. And Dave was like, oh, cool, man. What's up, man? But I remember he dropped. He's like, yeah, I'm friends with Neil.
Well, they weren't even friends at that point, Neil and Chappelle.
Well, it was right after the Chappelle show.
Yeah, that's when things went bad, 2007.
Oh, okay. Well, I just remember. I think I've told that story before, but I just wanted to let you know that Ray.
Kevin, I can't say the same for, but his kid, I'll give his kid a thumbs up.
My God.
Kevin, thumbs down. He's not a nice guy, but his kid was a cool kid. But that's the only family member I met of his. And Neil, I met Neil. I will admit that he is good with his son. Even when he'd lose his mind at Compound Media, his son would be in the other room, like just hanging out. He is good with his son. I'll give him that. Wait till his son does a podcast about something. Wait till his son goes to Las Vegas for a Melton Hackmania Fest, and then he'll turn on his kid. Like,
in Raymond's feeble mind, he truly believes he is an equal to Kevin Jr.
And his kid like
an equal to Kevin Jr. Oh my God.
My kid's a piece of shit. My kid's a piece of shit. Yeah. Wait till his kid goes and does a podcast somewhere. Then he's going to
say it again.
The Cleveland slow is delusional.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus, man. But no, he is good with his son. I will
Jesus
the guy
Christ.
He was always nice to me. I never thought he was going to turn on me the way he did.
I knew it.
I never did fucking shit to him. I just got on a plane. That was kind of a bit on his podcast where it's like, oh, Ray's getting on a plane for the first time.
He was paying you fucking idiot.
A bit on his podcast too. So for him to like do a 180 out of that, it's like
you were on payroll,
okay,
bitch.
Now you want me dead. Now apparently I met his wife on the street and I tried to kiss her, according to him.
On the cheek.
That fucking thing was the only time I ever saw, and I never met her. And I told the story a bunch. Like, go back in the archives.
We did. Viewers will be unsurprised to learn that Raymond has been lying.
I was at the stand on his roast, and I was there with Bob Biggerstaff. We're in the back of the room, and I sat down, and his wife was sitting like a table next to us because we're in the back of the room where like the showroom starts. And he's like, oh, that's Kevin's wife. That's the only time I ever saw her. It's the only time I ever, and I didn't even meet her because it's a sold out show and like things are happening.
Sold out.
So I never even talked to her. That's the only time I saw her is when Bob Biggerstaff pointed out it's like sitting 2 seats down from me was Kevin's wife. That's the only time I ever saw her.
Why does he always repeat himself?
That's it. But also the other thing is the only time I met his kid, like he said that his wife was there with his kids at the comic strip. The only time I met one of his kids was I met his son and that was at Compound Media. I didn't meet his kid at the comic strip.
It's like he's in therapy and they can't show the therapist. They only show Ray talking to his therapist.
I know.
So that's also like bullshit. I would have remembered meeting your kid. I'm not a fucking asshole. If anything, I'm nicer to kids than I am to like adults.
We know.
If the rumors are to be believed, this is especially true at Planet Fitness.
When I say a kid, like, hey, what's up? And his kid was cool as shit. Yeah, and I want to say it was Andrea Bryant who like worked at Gas Digital at the time. She was giving cookies. I ate a cookie. His kids eating cookies, and I was talking to his son
I
a
told
little
him
bit.
never again. Don't
We
eat
might have
any of those fucking cookies.
talking about basketball or something. But yeah, his kid was a cool kid, and Kevin
We
was
get
great.
it. He's
Kevin's
cool.
great with his
Jesus
kids,
Christ.
At least his son, as far as I know. I assume he's good with all his kids. I'm not going to pull a Kevin and be like, I don't know. I hear things. I don't know. I hear things. Go fuck yourself.
The Cleveland Slow has a crystal clear memory of meeting Kevin Jr. Yet when he is questioned about a date with a woman, he can't answer basic questions. And now, dear viewer, pretend that you did not already know Raymond was lying. Pretend that the following reveals are a shocking and unexpected surprise.
I'm going to say there's no way he has. Again, I don't want to fucking test anything, but they're not. I've met Kevin's wife. She's a sweetheart, and she's
Stop! Don't talk
She's-
about Kevin.
there's-
Let's just. I wouldn't even.
If you're still single, you don't want to be with someone. I'm like,
But shit,
here's no. No, Kevin Bryant is just saying.
Look at Buschetti.
I know. It looks like a hostage video.
Listen, I met his wife. You met his wife. She's awesome. She's great.
She's
And
awesome.
Fucking cheers to her for putting up with fucking Kevin. I'm more on her side. Whatever argument they have, I'm on her side. I'm like,
Me
yeah.
too, because she's
Not
won
like-
10 medals. 10 medals
Yeah, yeah.
being married to him. Yeah.
Whatever, if he has any argument with his wife, I'm like, dude, I agree with her. Dude. She's 100% right. Neelax44, KB is obsessed with Carl. Hot
Carl.
dog man is yee.
Possible. He likes to make fun of me because my wife was in a video with me. In fact,
Because your wife's 10 years older than you. Then not because she was in a video. 'Cause
Yeah, she's
10 years
55.
older than you. She's 55. She can't drive 55.
in a lot of videos with me. She's a part of the show. But we don't even know if he's married to a woman.
I met his wife. Yeah, she's
okay. Did you check her package? Did you check?
Oh, Carl.
She's an attractive lady.
Carl said, yeah, we have 2 kids, but yep, she's not a lady.
Carl, this is
You
good
nailed
stuff.
it, Carl. You nailed it, Carl.
You give her a cup check, but we don't even know if he's married to a woman.
I met his wife. Yeah, she's
okay. Did you check her package? Did you check?
She's an attractive lady.
I think that's illegal, Carl. Just go up to a woman and go, hey, I'm just checking your package because Carl told me to. Carl's such a loser. This is Carl's deflection. Like, hey, remember it was like, hey, yeah, maybe Kevin's wife's gay. Maybe Kevin's wife's a dude. Maybe Kevin's wife's something wrong with her. Carl, your wife is 10 years older than you. It's embarrassing. End of story. Bye.
You give her a cup. Possible. He likes to make fun of me because my wife was in a video with me.
No, not because she was in a video, because she's 55. She's 10 years older than you. You married your mommy.
That's why we make fun of you, Carl.
Yeah, not because she was in a video with you.
In fact, she's been in a lot of videos with me. She's a part of the show. But we don't even know if he's married to a woman.
I met his wife. Yeah, she's
okay. Did you check her package? Did you check?
He's just a guy.
lady.
You give her a cup check real quick, just to
Carl's
make sure
just
it's
one of
not
the
like
guys.
a Jim Norton situation.
Carl, you're funny, Carl.
Carl,
that's
you're
a
one of the
good take.
guys.
Carl, you should do stand up. You're funny. You're just witty. Look at Carl laughing at his own. Carl's always complaining, stuttering. John laughs at his own stuff. Carl literally laughs at everything he says. Look how happy he is with himself. Did you do a cup check, Ray? Ray, did you?
No, she's a very
video with me. In fact, she's been in a lot of videos with me. She's a part of the show. But we don't even know if he's married to a woman.
No, I met his wife.
He's a guy. He's a guy.
Did you check her package? Did you check?
She's an attractive lady.
Did you give her a cup check real quick just to make sure it's not like a Jim Norton situation?
No, she's a very attractive lady.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, she had a blast at Kevin Brennan's roast. I sat next to her at the roast.
Ray, no one gives a fuck about your ambassadorship or lack thereof.
You guys are going to get along again. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah, Liam looks like an old lady the way his hair is all fluffy.
He really does look like Michael Moore.
Michael Moore's mom with that fucking hair flipping out of his hat.
Look how dark Melton Studio is so he can hide his face.
I know. Hide that back.
Shit, that's why I said today that his wife was the color of the darkest tooth on the chart at the dentist.
Ray, you are the Neville Chamberlain of podcasting. You are not.
You can threaten to rape Kevin Brennan's wife and he'll be your friend next month. He doesn't give a fuck. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
No, he's my friend.
He's a bitch.
And I consider you a friend.
He thinks you're retarded.
No, he does not.
Everybody likes Ray at clubs. Everybody likes Ray at clubs. Yeah, like a retarded puppy.
Jesus Christ.
Ray, no, but what are you talking about? You're not a respected comic. What world are you in?
He's a fucking great man.
He's not. He's not.
He is a
piece
great
of
man.
shit. His family can't stand him. That's why he's always doing shows in the other room. His kids hate him. His wife hates him.
I met his wife. She's gorgeous.
Yep, that's not a conflict with what I said. Both things can be true.
Yeah, you don't have a problem with Jimmy and Nikki, you're saying, but he would have a problem if I was married to a dude.
You're not married to a dude.
Okay, but Carl implied that maybe I was, and that he would have a problem with that. Like that would be an object of ridicule for him and his gang of losers.
Your wife is hot. I said so on my show.
You didn't say that.
She's hot. I
didn't
said
say that. You said no. You didn't. You didn't
I
say
said
that.
I sat next to her at the roast.
I watched the clip. You think I'm an idiot?
By the way, Kevin, you said a while ago the only time I never really actually
This was 3-4 days, 6 days ago.
Jesus Christ. You know what's so funny is that they're having that WATP event in Detroit coming up. I wonder if Ray's going to go to that again.
I'm sure he is.
Because he
to
went
meet
to
your wife. I just knew her at your
I watched the clip. You think I'm an idiot?
By the way, Kevin,
Cleveland.
you said a while ago the
October
only time
11th.
I never really actually got to meet your wife. I just knew her at your roast. I didn't meet her. I met Kevin's wife. She's a sweetheart. I met his wife. You met his wife. She's awesome. I met his wife. I met his wife. She's gorgeous.
Ray, you met her at the comic strip.
I did
was
not.
there.
I met Kevin's wife. She's a sweetheart. I met his wife. You met his wife. She's awesome. I met his wife. I met his wife. She's gorgeous.
I was there, you fucking idiot.
Not. I met Kevin's wife. She's a sweetheart. I met his wife. You met his wife. She's awesome. I met his wife. I met his wife. She's gorgeous.
I was
Bigger
there.
Is the one that pointed out to me.
Ray,
that was
I'm not an idiot. You are. You met her at the comic strip. I remember because I was there.
I met Kevin's wife. She's a sweetheart. I met his wife. You met his wife. She's awesome. I met his wife. I met his wife. She's gorgeous. You said, then I don't remember meeting her.
Okay, I do.
I met Kevin's wife. She's a sweetheart. I met his wife. You met his wife. She's awesome. I met his wife. I met his wife. She's gorgeous.
You said you were weird, and that's how I knew she met you because everybody says the same take on you.
He podcasts
I'm
way
a
too
fan,
much.
Ray, but everybody else thinks you're weird.
The Institute.
He did it again.